Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gamebreakers. I'm here with the Gamebreakers crew. We got Will, and we got Allison, and we got Thomas, and we are playing some Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. We have many episodes before this, so go back and check them out so you can see what they've been doing in the jungles of Chult. The module, Tomb of Annihilation, has brought them to the forgotten city of Omu and into the Tomb of the Nine Gods. Where we last left our heroes, they were engaged with a strange creature. Identified as an aboleth, but it seems to have demonstrated two different personalities. I know there was somewhat of a question there, and just as that reminder, that Wayne had made that passed that perception check to identify the specific markings. This is the same. And with that, we have the crew in different locations here. I think Wayne was out inspecting the cogs as they turn, while Chippy and Alex are playing games. Yes.
Yeah, I think I had come back and was attempting to report to the group what I had found.
Right. And between Tim and Broken and some button pushing, there was a rotation of the machinery as everything did a shift. And if we look at that centerpiece here, right, everything seems to be lit up as position 4 on the board, and this room that I'm pinging has been rotated clockwise by one corner facing.
That's right, and that's how I was talking to them because it doesn't quite. He said it didn't quite seal, but not enough room to squeeze through.
Right. I mean, you logically deduce that you must be in the room while it's rotating to get the other lineups. But you did find that this far right room has its openings, exposed to the above the lakeside here, and you've
Right.
gone and you'd looked at it. And upon your return, I'd share these details. So I'll take a moment to switch to Chippy and Alex. And by this point, you have the Lucanu that has come out and joined your side there, Chippy, standing in the doorway. And this aboleth is inviting you to hop in the rowboat and go for a row. Or maybe you can go in the diving cage. People go underwater in the diving cage.
Yeah. Roughly how high is the ceiling here?
20. You have water level with plus 20, minus 20.
Okay. Only 20 feet up.
And it kind of tapers around the edges. It's not cleanly carved. So the aboleth moves to this this rowboat here, and it's like, do you want to hop in and maybe row around the lake? Or maybe you want to go for a swim in the cage. You should try that.
Chippy, since he is wearing the ring of water walking, he's going to make an elaborate show of saying, "Oh yeah, that sounds fun," and climbing into the rowboat, and then so I'm going to say that's a performance check, and then
Make it look good.
and then he's going to do a sort of clown maneuver where he tries to pretend that he's tripping and falling out of the boat into the water, and if he can, do some sort of acrobatic maneuver and then land on the water and say "ha ha" and and then move his full speed. I don't know. Let's say north.
Playing games, so performance makes it looks good. It does sound like it's gonna be like a deception there, part of, right? You're like, oh no, you're presenting a thing happening differently than it really is.
Yeah, although
Yeah,
it's only
to
deceptive
fool.
for a second or two.
It is to fool, right? And then the no splash as you water walk. Yeah. All right.
And that
as
was
you do your antics,
okay. 19 for both.
so it seems it laughs. There is both a mouth sound that comes out, but this telepathic connection.
And then at the end of his move, he's going to try and do some sort of acrobatic thing, like maybe a cartwheel or a flip or something.
All right, go ahead and put yourself in the water somewhere. You're water walking, is that right?
Yeah, and even though it was a 17 acrobatics check, I'm just going to say he maybe he deliberately fails and like does a big comical like falls on his butt.
Okay.
Moving
Well,
him,
you got a
yes.
good performance, and you got your deception in there, and maybe some acrobatics to successfully like prone, recover, fall, look like it's a thing, but not. You can go where you like. And once you get yourself placed there, your friend comes along.
And I think during that move, Chippy's going to make sure he has his broom in hand so that if he needs to fly up away from the water, he can. And then during this process, Alex, still invisible, is going to go up to the ceiling. No, hold on. So she's going to go over here and whisper to Akanu. Is that the right name?
Lucanu.
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 Luca. Hey, I'm going to go up here by the ceiling. Will you keep a lookout here? And then she'll fly up, and her move is 30, so she's probably in here somewhat, but she's mostly she's up by the ceiling, invisible. Let's do a stealth, and then she's mostly just like looking, just like spotting to see if she sees anything that looks like a threat. So that's a stealth check is the only skill I used in there, right?
It sounds like for Alex, you're doing some stealth and some perception. Is that right?
Yeah. Okay. Stealth first, and then perception is just ongoing. But yeah, I guess she'll start now. Do we get that perception? Yeah, there we go. Oh, critical fail on the perception, which is an 11. But for stealth, she got 24, so she's pretty stealthy. And I think that's the end of it.
Okay. So as an example of how you're playing here, you're running on the water and maybe diving upward, using your broom to do some flight and being amusing, right? Performance, acrobatics and such. And the aboleth follows along and seems to be trying to do some similar things. So it tries to like jump out of the water and turn, that type of leaps. And the two of you are playing like young children would. And as I'll pull back from that scene and go to Roken, everything had been rotated as reported. That seems to be a different light on the board.
And I think right at the end of when Chippy gets there, he's gonna like say some playful stuff, but loud enough that that others in the vicinity could hear that he's over there. Like, hey, we're playing, yay, or whatever. Silly. Sorry, I'm done.
And so with our antics in the background there, yeah, Roken, as you lever button and the wall panel lights have changed.
So it rotated for you guys? You have access to a new place? Is that my understanding?
Kind of. We not exactly. So the way the halls are lined out, now we could slip in while they're changing, like while it's spinning. There's a period where all the hallways are open before they get blocked off by these corners here that I'm talking to you. But the actual configuration that would get them to there, I guess, like if we, yeah, no, you know what? There is a way. If you, yeah, there is a way. If you come out and around, we could all go into the third gear, and then if somebody hit the button to go back the way it was, we'd have access to both of those hallways.
Tim speaks up. I'm pretty sure I could operate those buttons. I mean, if we look at the wall panel, it has lights and tells us what they could do. So that should do it.
Great. Let's go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I take it back. You guys can't leave there until we go back to the other one. So it's gonna have to go back to whatever it started with, and then back to wherever you move it to, and then back to wherever we start. I guess it's a little more complicated than
Here,
I forgot that this connection isn't actually open.
okay. I think I can try to figure these out, and even if I can't, like there's a thing on the wall that points them out. So, I mean, it looks like there's a number of different variations. And you see him step over to the wall and run his hands along it.
I think this would be a perfect time for us to utilize the telepathic bond. Because if you're going to be over there and we need the something reset or changed in a hurry, right? I don't know if something's going to chase us as soon as those halls get connected.
Are you saying this out loud or somehow communicating it to Chippy directly?
Just out loud. You're within 10 feet of where I'm saying it out loud, or 20 feet, 25
Yeah.
feet of where I'm saying it out loud. So I assume you can hear me.
Yeah, although Alex with her critical 1 on perception thinks something completely different is happening, but Chippy hears you. He's going to say, okay, it's time for an elaborate, exciting ritual. Are you ready?
What was the aboleth? What was the name the aboleth gave us?
My friends call me master.
Right.
And then the fish things, the scum.
Chippy suggested to call it Splashy, and it said that was okay.
That's right.
There you go.
Hey, I'll say it in my head. Hey, Splashy, do you want to come?
Do I want to come where?
We're gonna go check out those halls over there. I don't know if you're. I know you're more comfortable in the water. I don't know. I don't assume that you're stuck there though.
I don't like to be out of the water. It's not okay.
Got it.
It doesn't feel good, but if I stay out long enough, it hurts. I don't want to do that.
Great. I'll remember that.
The I have at least figured out the blue dial and blue button. I don't know what these other things are doing there. We have the red button and the red dial and the gold lever. I haven't figured out all of them yet.
I mean, I don't know if you guys could just figure out a way to jam it halfway through one rotation. That would just open up the whole place to us.
You know, that's interesting. It would open up each of the. It seems like each of these cogs is a room, but there's also the hallways. Like we clearly had one hallway to walk in, but you mentioned 2 others. Those won't be accessible except for when it lines up with the room.
Well, I mean, the way I'm seeing on the map, the until the corner locks into it while it's turning over the flat facing part, there's gonna be a gap.
Oh, dash in while it's moving.
Yeah, or just jam it halfway and then there's that gap.
Now, could it be jammed? I wonder.
We do have an immovable rod.
Or
What is immovable, really?
I think it's like 5,000 or 8,000 pounds of force or something. Like there is an actual. It says immovable, but it has an upper limit. Oh, I mean, maybe Does it look like there's like machinery under the gears that makes it do the thing?
The cogs themselves are monolithic. They are large. They seem to go, upward some height, but the cogs seem only connected to each other mechanically. So it's not clear where the driving force machinery is. Although since they're, it goes upward and you see you've been up, it is most likely down.
And they also, it's just like the one whole long gear shape down. Okay.
Well, before you guys take off, says Tim, maybe we should figure out these other things. We got the blue dial and the blue button seems to do the wall thingy.
I will wait patiently and keep an action ready.
Okay. So, looking forward, you have a number of things that on this panel that kind of tell you what it is, but what you do see is that the wall panel with the lights absolutely is an indicator of the different cog positions, right? There's 5 facings and there's 5 cog arrangements. The blue dial cycles through them arrangements and the blue button moves it, but that hasn't figured out the red button, red dial, or gold lever. Broken, you want to check out this gold lever in particular? Tim comes over and points at it on the control panel.
Sure. I inspect it.
Let me that investigate. You hit the room and you had lots of input about that, but we're getting involved with this control panel here.
See, that's a 21.
Okay. So, the thing that comes to your the thing that becomes apparent is that the blue and red buttons and the blue and red dials seem to like move in place, but it doesn't seem to be any kind of mechanical action that's happening. This is like a magical, like a wondrous item, right? That's distinctly different from this golden lever here. This star-topped golden handle is mechanical,
Hmm.
and it has a mechanical attachment. And so there's a couple of things, that give you options to interact with. Of course, pulling the lever, but it also looks like you could possibly remove it.
Hmm. I'll try removing it.
And go ahead and make me that disable device there.
All right, I promise I'm not breaking it. I mean, mostly promise.
Let me just take it apart.
Um, yeah, I have proficiency in that, so the minimum is 19.
Oh, is this reliable?
Mm-hmm.
It's reliable. Nice. Okay,
Yeah, so
so
I'm proficient in
Do you
seems to be
wanna
Yeah.
do that, or do you wanna? Oh, is that your roll? The 13.
Yeah, but because
Okay,
reliable, it's not minimum 10, so I guess that's 18.
copy that. Okay. Well, with that, the lever's locking mechanism is released,
Ooh,
and um, with that, you disconnect the handle, and it's now a golden lever. It does seem to have an attachment at the bottom,
hmm,
like it fits into a place.
interesting.
That might be useful later. Hint.
Surprise tool that'll be useful later.
Exactly. Um, so
Lever.
whatever it did, it clearly isn't going to do now.
You want me to try? What do y'all? So there's this gold lever. Do I have any indication of what it would do if I pulled it, based on the mechanics of it?
Well, it's certainly some sort of mechanical linkage that's going to relay force to either open or close the thing somewhere at a distance. But that doesn't entirely clue you in of what that would be, because it goes, deeper into the below.
Okay. Well, I'm inclined to try and pull it here. Just to gauge what it does and then move it. What do y'all think?
Tim gives a
You
thumbs
keep
up.
getting mad that I keep touching things and pulling stuff.
On nope on matters of control panels and traps and things, I hate to generally defer.
All right. Probably won't kill us. So I'll put it back in. Do I need to
Yep.
make a roll?
No, it's been freed, but it's like the type of connector thing is out, but you can still put it in place and manipulate it.
Okay. I will do that, and I'll pull it.
And from the up position, you pull it down, and the star-shaped handle goes into the lower position. And here on this west side, above the control panels, the wall starts spewing forth slime. It's a lot of slime. In this first round, there's about an inch deep of slime just fire hosing out of there.
What happens if I put the lever back up?
Well, for round one, we're going to say it hurts. That slime's no good. We don't like it. You want to go ahead and roll me a d10? Seven.
7.
And on this action here, the slime coming into contact with you causes 7 psychic damage.
Ah.
And with that pain, you slap it to the other position. And with that other position, there's like this distinct sound as it like pulls through itself through the floor, and it's gone.
Well, apparently that released a slime. That sucked.
Did it cover the floor far enough that the lunatic also took that damage?
There's a puddle there, so yeah.
Okay.
And it was a lot within a small amount of time, so it splashed downward and came out this way. I'll give you Wayne like a dex save. A dex save.
Like
Also,
get out, Like it's
So you both
like a
have
pressurized dump out of there.
Uh-huh.
you both have resistance to psychic damage right now because of the Intellect Fortress spell. I think
Nice.
that the 3 saves and bonuses do not include the physical ones, so that probably doesn't help.
But we take like what, half? Nice.
Yeah.
Booyah, not as dead.
So that gives you. Let's see, what's your dex save look like there?
Oh, I guess my character sheet VTT bridge did not do the thing.
Okay.
Let me try it again. 14.
Oh, all right. So 14 is not going to do it. And you're going to get hit by slime. And yes, 7 psychic damage as assigned. With the lever returned, it's sucked away into the floor and then it all disappears. So it's gone now.
A quick side note: in order to get Lokanu included in the thing, did anybody give Lokanu a broom yet?
No.
So Lokanu's not able to fly. Okay, so Alex will fly over and cast flying, and then suggest that Lokanu go over by where Chippy and the others are, so that they're within the 30-foot radius. The spell text says that it does not require sight, so as long as they're within 30 feet, even though Chippy can't see them, I think that they can still be included in the casting of Rory's mnemonic or telepathic bond. Anyway, that's why I'm going to be moving characters around. Okay, that's all I needed to say. And it only takes 1 round to cast because he can't do the ritual right now. So essentially, we're going to have that bond any minute now.
Why can't we do the ritual?
Because to do that, he would have to stop concentrating on the intellect fortress, which he really doesn't want to do.
Which turned out to be for, good reason.
I think that was all I needed to say, unless anyone objects.
And it's too far to use. Well, we have sendings. We'll be fine.
So
we don't even really need the bond.
I don't have a sending stone, says Tim.
But you can, Roken, you want to give him yours, and you'll be with us. We'll figure out the rest.
There you go.
all right, so we're canceling the telepathic bond thing.
Yeah.
Well, since I already said it, I'm going to say that Alex did already cast the flying spell, so Lokanu can be over there flying around, participating,
Be flying.
helping keep an eye out for trouble. Okay, bye.
And Lucano will keep up with you and try to play the game with a very incredulous face. We're playing games with an owlet. What is this?
Been a weird week.
So Tim takes the stone and is like, and with that, he says, I can try this other button or lever or dial. Although I guess it would make sense if it's only one at a time. Yeah. Roken, do you want to go for that? And he kind of like scoots down the hallway.
Yep.
All right, so we still have a red button and a red dial.
And I needed to like turn them, right?
Yeah, well, as you figured out, the dial can do it's like a toggle dial. Like you turn it to the side, and when you let go, it writes itself, but it makes the change.
Oh yeah.
It's like a selector. And then the button, like your blue selector, and then the blue button did the cogs, right? And the blue selector did the different lights on the wall.
Mm.
So you have a red selector and a red button.
I'll hit the red button or the red selector and the red button, I guess.
Okay, so start with the big red button. And hitting the red button causes a wall to drop here as this room seals itself. Tim kind of steps back from the wall and yells, "Are you okay there?"
So far.
Well, this does have some kind of aura of magic to it. Nothing else going on in there?
No, is anything moving out there?
Nothing seems to have moved here.
What happens if I hit the red selector and button again?
So that's your red button, and red button gives you the door. Hitting it a second time doesn't do anything.
Okay. How about the blue button?
The blue button doesn't do anything currently.
I'm just gonna start matching them.
Button, and your red dial. And turning the dial makes a telepathic connection in your mind. And that connection goes to a mind you only very recently telepathically touched, the Aboleth.
Oh.
And as it touches your mind, there's like a moment of like a mental shudder. And then the voice over this speaks. Gora, is that you?
Who's there?
This is Resh.
No.
Who is this?
I'm Roken.
Roken.
Yeah.
Where's Withers?
I don't know Withers.
What are you doing in the control room without Withers?
Well, he wasn't here.
And to pause and step back and switch to Chippy, Alex, and the Kanu, we find ourselves looking towards the Aboleth, which, while gleefully leaping through the water and playing along, has stopped and seems to have a kind of intense look on its face while while making strange creature mouth sounds that are not understood.
I will hide and ready in action.
Go ahead and make that check.
Are we doing turn order, or is this still narrative?
This is currently narrative. The return to click broken. Well, how did you get in here without Withers?
You helped.
Do you know where? Do you know where Withers is?
No. But you helped
You
me
say
get in here.
I helped you.
Yeah. We talked like just a little bit ago, right?
We did meet earlier, yes. I met with Wayne, but I haven't met you, Roken.
Yeah, I'm with those guys.
Maybe you should come down to the docks and meet me. We'll talk more.
We need to figure out how to turn this. How do I turn it?
How do you turn?
Because I'm just gonna keep hitting these buttons.
The blue dial lets you pick the thingy on the wall. The blue button makes it move. The red selector, the red dial is how you talk to me.
Oh. Cool.
And then
Thanks.
you have the red button, which closes the door.
Is it all supposed to open it?
No.
Why?
Don't you know all this already? What are you doing in there if you don't know this stuff? It sounds like you're meddling with things.
I never meddle. Oh god, oh god. I am well studied in these things. Thank you for help. Disconnect.
Switch off. So for those outside, there was the creature quickly darted back to the docks and started making more mouth sounds that were hard to understand. And that left Lucanu and Shippy behind. The weird fish people follow after their master.
Shippy's gonna look through the hole and try and move toward where Wayne's voice was, and communicate and say, so what was that about? I think we should be ready for some change of behavior or something.
Yeah, when I first talked to it, it was completely different. We talked to it; it was a child, and then it just changed. Like something just changed. I don't know what, but
Do we have the mind link up yet?
No, I was told not to do that, but right now would be a great time because we're all within 30 feet.
we've got sending. Oh, but now the person with the sending stone is on the inside. Do you still have my wand of knock? Oh, but Tim said there
Not
was
I,
something
said the rabbit.
magical.
I mean, you might as well give it a try. It's a wand.
But it's fine. The door's not a big deal. I'll be fine. I'll turn the blue knob and hit the blue button.
And as you turn the blue dial knob, it switches to the different 1 to 5 on there. It had started at 3. 3 is what connects the middle cog and western cog to the control room here to get you out.
Okay.
So that's a no on the telepathic thing, huh? This time, Chippy's going to use the message cantrip to psychically communicate with Wayne, so it's not verbal.
I can't hear you, Thomas.
Oh, I was muted. Yeah, we don't burn high-level resources for things we can do with low-level resources.
So I'll turn it to a different. I'm trying to open the one that's in the northwest, or most northern, I guess.
Well, so you're back to the. You said it was back to the start setting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the next thing I want to do is to get it. All right, that's where we want to go.
I think the next thing you want to do is figure out how to get Tim in there and you out of there.
Fine.
But Tim has the sending stone.
You're yelling at, yelling across the closed doors.
Oh, yeah,
right? You're
Yeah,
outside.
no, I take it back. I'm in stealth. I can't even have this conversation with you. Like I can whisper back and forth with Chippy, but you don't have a sending stone.
You left me alone in a control room, and here I am.
So buttons, no,
Mm-hmm.
no
Is there?
changes there. It swings into 3.
Chippy's gonna whisper to Wayne, I can send I can do the messages through up to a foot of stone and an inch of metal. If if you want me to pass a message through the wall, I can if it's less than a foot. There's got to be a thin spot somewhere, maybe by the doorway crack.
And at
If
this
you find one,
spot,
let me know. I don't know what Broken thinks they're doing in there.
Tim yells out, "Didn't someone have a wand of knock or something?"
Last I remember, I gave it to Broken.
I guess I can try it. Jeez, I didn't think it was gonna be such a big deal.
Tim
Like,
comes back to the
I
door.
just
and
don't
knocks on
want
it.
you finding
Hey,
the combination that vaporizes you in there without us
Did you-
being able to do anything about it.
did you try the wand of knock?
fine, I'll try the wand to knock. Does it work?
Bing, and the door retracts into the ceiling.
I don't know what you guys are so worried about. Can we continue?
You should get out of there, and I'll do them buttons.
All right.
Tim steps in. We could have arranged that better, but I wasn't thinking.
Right? Unless you want to be on the control panel, Broken. I just like
Well, it's kind of too late now. We already kind of did the thing, so let's go.
the control panel's not broken. We just have to give you the sending stone. Like what?
Well,
Do you need a snack? You cool?
like, let's just go. Tim's up.
You as sort of a background, you realize you're telepathically getting Chippy going, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? How about over
And
here?
as the room swings into the position 3, it returns to the original position that is on the map here. That connects the control room to this mid room here, to this mid room, to this hallway, which is how you guys made your way to the control room originally.
Next problem is the aboleth.
So, Roken, you make your way into the center cog here. We had talked about some of these things before, right? As a reminder, there's that acidic stench that fills the room, and there's those pockmarked floors, right?
Is anybody else coming in here?
Did
Lunatic is with you.
did anybody tell us what's happening? I'm assuming that the conversation between Roken and the Aboleth was not something everyone could hear.
Correct. It was definitely entirely telepathic between the two of them.
Chippy's gonna say in his message as Roken's going by, "Hey, what happened? Hey, Wayne, what happened? What's going on?"
The one of the dials lets you mentally connect with the aboleth, and it was asking where different people were that I've never heard of, Withers and some other folks.
Withers is the architect. He's the guy. He's the nerd upstairs. That's up whose office we keep fucking
This
with.
is my story.
Oh right, we still are separated by walls.
And did you hear it?
Chippy will pass whatever messages either of you want back and forth. Oh yeah, that's a great idea, Roken. We should go get that mirror and see if the Aboleth wants to look at that.
Sure.
So Tim remains behind in the control room as you make your way into this room. You do see that it also is connected to the center.
Anyone else coming?
The lunatic is with you.
Yeah, I know. But is it just me and him, or because the thing's gonna rotate, we're gonna go, right?
We have to go past the Aboleth to get to you.
And yeah, okay. I guess the two of us will go.
So, as you make your way to the center cog, that's where the seems to be your connector point.
Oh, the center cog, you say?
Mhm.
Okay.
I guess we could rotate again to open it up. I see what you're saying.
This is what Tim's yelling down the way. It's like if position 3 makes it so you want to go to the center cog, and then I can line that up to. Well, you said there was that thing north of the center. So if you all go down to 3, I'll turn it, and then you should be able to get into the northern thing. And if I put it, I'll move it to 4.
If you turn it right now, we can get into the cog because they face out into the lake. And then if you turn it back, we can get back together.
I mean, I can just move it back and forth, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Ready?
Yep.
All right. So he moving to 4, and he hits the button, and the center cog does its rotation to the right. And with that, it has the momentary exposure of the interconnects. So for those of you who are outside, what are you doing?
At that moment, when presuming that the Aboleth is distracted, Chippy and Alex are both going to rush it back up the dock into the doorway.
Okay. Chippy and Alex rush inside here. Okay. And as Chippy makes his way towards, in this way, the creature moves in place and whips the door closed as you make your way to the dock. Where are you going?
Does this mean it's not possible to like dive through fast enough or anything?
Kind of doing a narrative bit, I guess. So, yeah. I mean, it sees you coming there. It's doing things too, right?
Well, since Alex is still stealthy and invisible, she was coming down from the ceiling, so she'll just stay up there. And
Okay.
I
And
guess
I mean, yeah, there is this other piece that is like it knows your desires by greatest. With not that you're aware of it in character, but in person, I had you talk about what those were.
yeah, like
That's what
it
you want.
can probably anticipate.
All of the things you want to do, right? And the door closes and kind of takes you by surprise because what's outside is, this seems to be a rather ornate door. The
Well, Splashy, I was under the impression that our friend was going to show up in the doorway here, and that maybe you were going to. I mean, you met before, but maybe you were going to meet again and chat or something. So I thought
my
I'd go in and
Flashy. My name is Resh.
Resh. Oh, okay. Um, before you
I
told me.
don't think we have met before. I did meet
Oh,
Wayne, although I did speak with a Roken recently.
yeah. No, you and I were playing a minute ago. We were splashing each other, and you were saying that your friends call you Master, and but you didn't have any other name. And so I asked you if Splashy would be a fun name, and you said you liked it. But Resh, that sounds good. Yeah, my name is Chippy.
Okay. Chippy. I am interested in meeting you and your compatriots. How many are traveling with you?
Oh, it's hard to tell sometimes. We keep running into others, and some of them come with us, and others. Let's see. Well, I mean, there was all the soldiers and that one elven woman, and she seemed to be trying to come along with us, but we seem to have lost her around here somewhere. But she'll probably show up any minute now. Um, but yeah, then Roken and there's a couple we picked up along the way. Like there's this lizard. The lizard that's a pretty incredible story. Do you know about the lizard? I guess the lizard came in with a druid or something, and then
It kind of like pays, attention as you're telling its story there. And that gives some of the others here some time. What's up with the others? I mean, Lucanu will stay with Chippy here, following along. What is Wayne doing?
I was going to motion to Iconu to go to the now open corner of there to get out of the danger zone, right? Because it rotated one over, and so now one corner of that is just hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I
Oh
thought we
well,
were.
it was. It's now into this, position 3. right?
Will you tell me what position 3 means?
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything to us. We don't have like a table or anything that
There isn't. It's all verbal. There isn't. But as I
there's not
had
like a
described,
handout for an image or anything. Like
there isn't, sadly. But as I had described, that there was that wall panel, and this is like what Tim's yelling out. It's in position 3. That the wall panel had the gears in various rotations. It's labeled 1 to 5. And when you would come in, there was a light under 3. Using the blue dial, I'd moved it to 4, and the button got him to spin over to position 4. And so it's currently in the position of exactly what it looks like on the map, which seems to be, as it's presented to us here, the one where the hallways and these line up with each other.
Right,
Like
so there's no openings.
there is no openings in this current config,
I took
but it connects this to this to this. And we had some of our companions traveling, and I'm trying to move between narrations here as each of you are doing different things. Broken was traveling into the center one so that during the next rotation they could access this northern part Wayne had scouted out.
I just took the unusual step of just Googling Tomb of Annihilation control room settings image. And there is a player handout that popped up, like labeled player handout.
Oh,
so it seems like there should be an image, and the one that popped up, if it's accurate, is really helpful and would help. Like,
I'm sure.
I
mean, it could be.
Would make a lot more sense. So if they're like, I don't know if it's accurate, but
is that the person that's operating the panel is talking to you, right? He's like, it's here, it's back where it started, where we first found it, and that looks just like it is on the map.
Alas, the spell of the arcane great mage Google is not going to work right now.
Wasn't on 1, 2, 3 he was changing it to something different?
So the way that it looks
because they'd already lined it back up with the default, moved into the northwest cog, and then we were doing 1, 2, 3 and changing something. It's still at default.
Let me know. Yeah, it's still at the default, which is how you found it, and he moved it to here. You moved inside, and then I went to each of you to ask what's up. And so I'm asking Wayne, after you see it move into its original position, and you see these others having a conversation on the docks.
I was okay. I, as a player, was under the that it was already at default because the lunatic and Roken had moved out, and then like it was going to be 1, 2, 3, move something, and that's what we're reacting.
So you're still waiting. Okay,
well, more to the point, I was going to make sure that Iconu didn't go feed itself to the goddamn aboleth by going into the cog that I thought was open right now. Otherwise, I would have like gotten him somewhere else safe.
Yeah.
Sure. As
There's
it is,
too many named NPCs following me around. I get it.
Right.
It's great.
As it is, I take my ready to action and begin combat.
Okay. Go ahead and show me what that looks like.
I have had an arrow drawn this whole time. I readied an action when I hid.
Yep. Right. It's
it is just time to let it go.
It's an attack. Yeah. Show me the attack. Let's go ahead and hit it up. And while we're at it, we'll just go down and throw some turns up there to see how that goes. So those of you out at the dock.
Hey. 24.
And throw Broken in there too.
Are the sidekicks operating on the primary's initiative or separately?
Primaries
Okay.
currently. And that will Wayne, you should be able to plug your numbers in there, I believe.
Yes.
Excellent.
I am going to use one of my sanctification charges on the bow to maximize damage against an evil creature.
Okay.
So instead of rolling dice, I'm just going to do some math. Times 8, 60, 64, 70, 86 points of radiant and piercing damage on the first shot.
84. Copy.
Damn.
I heard 86. Did I hear that wrong?
Yeah, it was 86.
Oh, sorry, 86.
How much
I
increment
misheard
did
you.
put on that?
Oh, you know what? Actually, I not enough. That was actually plus another 6, plus another 8. So 86 plus 14 is 90 total, a flat 100,
Well, 100, yeah.
and it is automatically knocked prone.
Oh, yeah, that one. I remember that one.
And then 27, I assume, also hits. And I don't have near as much stank to put on it because it's only one per turn. But it's still 18. And then I crit on the last one, and that's where I should have put the stank for the turn, but life's hard, then you die. So
Crit.
11, 22, 31 on the third shot.
Mm-hmm.
Rolls
How much was the second shot?
18.
18.
And the last two are just magic piercing, not radiant, if it matters.
Oh, okay. So it looks like 100 plus 18 plus 31 of 149 for the round. Yeah.
I think that might be a new high, new personal best.
That certainly is something there. Say that. And as your opening round there, the aboleth is felled. Blech. What was your initiative there, Wayne?
I hadn't rolled it yet because it was a ready to action.
Yeah. We're getting everyone's plugged in. And Chippy, I don't know if I saw your initiative. 19.
You put it.
Right?
Yeah, you put it on Alex, but 19. Yeah,
Oh, I did put it
or
on.
maybe I did. I'm not entirely clear on how the initiatives go to the things.
Okay, yeah, we'll go over that. And we have the creature is pierced, and as it sinks lifelessly into the lake, these other creatures around it seem to be riled up and broken, and you hear the commotion outside.
I can't get outside from here, can I?
You can. I mean, you can get to the hallway to the south. Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
If I get right here, can I peek between and see out?
You would have like a little bit of a slit of a vision, but the walls are thick, and so it's extremely narrow. It wouldn't necessarily give you a good point of view, right, to look around. You might get a very narrow
Okay.
kind of thin slice.
I guess I'll go south.
Okay.
I will run, which should give me. That'll be my turn.
Okay. I'll let you calculate your move there. And we have Roken traveling gives us Chippy. These fish people scum, seem to be very angry about what's happened.
Chippy is going to hop on his broom and fly up 20 feet
Okay.
and throw a let's try a firebolt. He's going to throw a firebolt at the one to the south. There's only 3 total, right?
There's 4.
I see 2 up there, and then okay, there they go.
There are at least 2 of them are adjacent.
He's going to throw a firebolt at the one to our right, so I guess that would be east. And Alex will, as a bonus, help him with that.
Okay.
And so then that would be so that's a modified 20.
Okay. The modified 20 is going to hit. Yeah.
And that makes it so it's 3d10 plus the 1d6 from Alex's bonus. 3 ones, okay. 3 and so he does 6 damage total fire damage to this creature.
All right. 6 fire damage as a singe scores across one of its flailing tentacles. It is
And just for fun, he will also throw a dagger at it.
okay.
And then Alex will fire her pistol.
Volley there, yeah.
Where's the throwing dagger attack? Sorry, I don't use it very often. Where did I put that?
Throw dagger.
Sorry. Well, I don't know. I can't figure it out right now, but whatever. He screwed something up. Oh, he's gonna yeah. So Alex, right? Not sure I had that set. All right, and then she does the pistol, and that was 14 to hit. Not very impressive.
The 14 to hit the
Piercing.
scum is going to do it. Yes.
Ooh.
Same one here on the right.
Yeah, same one. And that's 10 piercing damage. And so yeah, I guess they're just in the same position. They're both 20 feet up now.
Okay.
And that's the end of their turn.
And let's see, that was the pistol for 10. Did Chippy miss the dagger there?
I just can't find the button here for where I did that. That's I guess it would be the same. It would be the same bonus as his rapier because they're both finesse. So I'll just roll like the rapier, and the damage is obviously different. 22. Okay, so I guess that hits, but it's not the 5 piercing damage that it says it is.
Okay.
And I think daggers are D4, right?
Is that right? Sounds right. Don't have that.
So not very much. Ooh, another 1. Yay.
A whole lot.
I think it's a 3 because of the dex bonus. All right, so 3 damage from the dagger, and my turn's over.
Okay, so with a number of attacks there listed out, we get to our waiting Wayne.
As let me check them right. I'm gonna go ahead and hold already another action. Alex and Chippy are both elevated, right?
Yes.
So I will ready an action for if anything gets in moves toward our Lenatus. I'll figure Linkanu. There we go.
Lucanu.
Got it.
And actually, you probably noticed Locanu is able to fly now too. Although I don't know where they're actually at.
But is not currently. I don't know.
Yeah, they are. Oh, that's not what I tried to do at all. They were floating in the air just above the water there.
Okay.
Like if you were to walk off the dock and not fall.
Right. Yeah, but not at altitude. So I will cover until Luke has some distance.
So that's going to be readied.
Yes.
Okay.
And the lunatic's just not feeling particularly helpful, as per
Got it.
his inherited hitchhiker flaw.
Gonna hang out in the center chamber here. Yeah.
Which is a great flaw to put on the healer in the party. Like, I don't really who cares?
Whatever. Yeah. Just hang out behind. From there, we would move to Lucanu, who would rise upward alongside Chippy and pull a short bow and make an attack at the same scum that has been struck below. The first one is a miss. The second one is a hit. And with that short bow there. Several of those strikes land true, and the creature cries out as it is hit. And now Lucanu has risen to the ceiling adjacent to Chippy. Okay. And after this, we have these creatures rush forward. And as these things rush forward, they hop onto the dock. This hops on top of these hop onto the boats, and the ones above hop onto the cage and the dock. And you see their tentacles writhing outward and hands reaching, but there is, no further action from those. And that brings us around to Roken. And at this moment, we have all right, here's the next one. And there's the machinery starts to rotate, shake and rotate, and the brooms turn clockwise one.
Would I be able to make it back in time?
You hear the voice call out, so if you want to reverse.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that.
Okay. And so with the room and the things in motion and turning here, you dash back. The center cog has its new arrangement here that you're in. And as it's rotating, there is like a mist or a spray of water that comes from the ceiling below, wetting the plant matter in this room. And what's that?
That seems to be how it's so prolific in here.
Mm-hmm. And we'll move to the next dramatic beat here with Chippy, as these creatures are crawling out of the water and reaching.
I just rolled damage for the dagger because I typed a dagger entry into Roll20. It's not working right, but anyway, don't be confused. That's a tester. That's not a real thing.
Copy.
Okay. So we got the 1, 2, 3, and they are on the dock. So at 20 feet, are they large? They don't. They weren't able to reach us, it looked like, right?
No, but I mean, they could probably leap from the dock and get you, but probably not also reach the space and also leap, it seems.
So it might be close, but
like, you're not safe here at the ceiling. They could probably get into melee range with you with a jump.
Right. Okay. Oh, and Alex is right above one of them.
Mm-hmm. One of them is right below Alex, yes.
All right, so I guess we are going to these tubes, like the one to the right, or I don't know, tube quarter hallway. Do they go
Hallway.
all the way to the ceiling?
Yes, they seem to be part of the ceiling, and there is a space below them, like just above the water. There's like a 5-foot space above the floor there,
But
above the lake.
but above the water, they're basically a wall.
So there's the water, and there's about a 5-foot space. There's some pillars down on the sides, where the rounded bits are here and here. So that goes all the way into the water and below. But these, like this part, it has an underneath. About 5 foot of clearance between under the hallway and the lake surface. So you could take a boat and go underneath.
All right, cool, thanks. All
Love
right,
egress.
so and I think it's I'm guessing it's the one at the south, which was the one that we had attacked before, the one that's on the boat.
That would be the one to the on the boat right here. Yes, that is one already.
Ah, that one. Okay,
This one.
I gotta zoom in. They're kind of hard to see in this on this map.
It's true. Yep. They don't have the whole token ring like all you guys do, as well as they're matching colors.
It's almost like they're water on water. It's amazing. It's just like natural camo. All right. Anyway, so I think Chippy is not going to bother trying to disengage. He's going to fly. Let's see, that's 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah. He'll go over there. And on his way by, he will use a double attack action on that one that he passed that they hit before.
Okay.
And Alex, of course, will help him as a bonus action to give him advantage. Do you want to deal with if it tries an attack of opportunity as it flies over first, or do you want to resolve that after?
You're gonna strike it when you come in range, and then when you leave range, it will possibly. So do your strike.
Okay. Well, since we're going right by anyway, I guess maybe I'll use chill touch, and then or no shocking grasp. Sorry, and then that way it will not have a reaction. So if Lakanu tries to run away, then they won't have to worry about it. Okay, so that is a melee spell attack, which is where did I put that button? Here we go. Melee spell attack, 19 to hit, and then 3d8 lightning plus the 1d6. And that is 15 damage from that, and then his second attack will be the rapier. Not going to mess with the Okay, so 14 to hit, and it's adding 1 extra damage, so it's actually only 3 points. Okay, so his piercing, he did 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And okay, so does he want to do a bonus?
Here.
No, I think that's. You know what? He might as well use his full movement. He'll go over into the corner, and then
Okay.
Alex is going to do basically the same thing. She only has 30 movement, but that's
As you leave its reach, it tries to strike you.
wait, hold on. So the one he just hit has no reaction because the shocking grasp.
Oh, I thought it was a chill touch. I'm sorry. Shocking grasp.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I said one and then the other. But Alex is probably going to get 3. Actually, no, she already used her bonus to help Chippy. So I think she's just going to use her full action as a disengage. Although she is invisible still, but just in case. And then yeah, let's put her right there. So unfortunately that means she's not attacking, but no, you know what? I'm lying. Fuck it, she'll take the damage. So she's gonna take all 3 opportunity attacks if they want, and then as she flies away, she's gonna fire off or all 4. I guess all 4 of them can take a swing at her if they can see her. I mean, she is invisible, so they just get disadvantage, right? And then she will fire her pistol.
Okay.
And that's a 22 to hit. That's pretty decent.
None of them make an attack roll against Alex.
And she does, god damn, she does 25 damage with that pistol shot. And I believe that means my turn is over.
And
Pardon my French.
The pistol shot puts an end to this scum here that was up on the boat. Although I think yeah, there you go. So that's Chippy and Alex. And 1 scum down. We'll come to Wayne. And as part of the plan, but somewhat delayed getting us here, we have the gears in motion. And if you wanted to do that, dive into the room while it was in motion. That would be, during this.
This would be the turn.
It's during this turn that's it's moving away from default and turning.
I will take my first shot on the one on the diving cage. Ugh. Does a 13 hit?
Nope.
That. Second shot, same target. 23. That was a little better there.
That's a yes. We saw a 14 do it earlier.
24 damage.
Okay.
Bonus action dagger crits. Man, all my crits are on my low damage stuff. It's great.
I saw it 2 turns in a row now. First word problems right there. Man, my double damage is only on the small things.
Right. Oh. But at least I maxed it this time. So 24 more damage. Did as much as my bow with that shot. And then with my tabaxi speed and the broom, it doesn't matter where on this it is, I can get into it.
And then inward you go.
And that's my turn. Is this one still healthy? After 48 damage?
It's not looking good. I mean, it's clearly injured, definitely. But it is still alive.
I will motion to the team toward the various openings at the end of my turn as a free action. Like, get in, get in.
So you find yourself in the familiar room, and attacks and movement. We come to the Kanu. Who will also dash in, but make several shots with the short bow. And we have 2 open shots, but one of them finds its mark here on this, also on the diving bell. And the scum screams and looks bloodied. Continues. And at this point, the scum, 1 injured and 2 uninjured, dive into the water and try to swim away. And both of them sink to the bottom of the lake. And make some distance. And the gears come to a stop, and we find that the rooms are in the new position here. And we're going to go ahead and pause for now and take our short break. So for those of us watching at home, we'll be right back, 10 to 15 minutes or so. And hopefully you enjoy the show, and